Alright, welcome back to DNS. This time we're with another league race. Oops, this time we're with DNS, and this time we're at the season finale, Abu Dhabi. I missed the start of qualifying, but basically all you need to know here is that I started on super softs here. I fecked up my first run and damaged my wing, and this is my second run on the super softs. I wanted to get a lap in. I was using no traction here. That didn't last forever for reasons you'll see soon. I've been dabbling with no traction and medium traction, and I'm basically at the crossover point where I'm quick with no traction, but the consistency I'm still working on. So I'm very close. But anyways, we come across the line here to set our banker of a 38.6 or 5, whatever it is. It's shit anyways on a set of supers with wing damage. So anyways, this is the big one though. I had to improve by a 1.4 seconds I think to get pole. We're looking good. Mess this section up and then try to get back, and then I light the rears and then into the barrier there. So that was that for qualifying. I'm starting P6 is where I'll eventually start. So, and I do switch to medium traction, hopefully for the last time. There you go. A couple of people couldn't make it tonight, so look, this is what we had. You can notice that our title rival SGD10 wasn't here tonight, so by virtue I already am the world champion. Well, I am the champion, but we'll get into all that later. This is just for a show and extra points. I was hoping to get to 300. That was my goal. I want to win the race to get to 300 points, but we'll see how that gets on from P6 on the grid. So in terms of strategy, it's a one stop for me. Excuse me, and part of the problem, I wanted to qualify in ultras because get up the grid, because as you get underway here, I'm going to jump All-Star Legend off the start there and try and get Trench into turn 1, but can't do it. I want to start in the ultras because I would rather have track position at this track than the supers, and you'll see why soon enough. But anyway, so we're going to follow this first lap through. We get past All-Star Legend. That was good. That was a good start. You got Trench, we got HYT, we've got Stefan, who's his first race back in a little bit, and Caesar in front. My main fear was that Caesar was going to run away at the front, and that's pretty much what happened. He had the track position, which is what I wanted, and no one was going to touch him really from there. But for us, just sticking with it, I was hoping that the pace differential might be, as there's a bit of contact there between Stefan and Trench. I hop across that curb, that doesn't help. It puts me under pressure from All-Star Legend, who is behind. I stick nice and tight to the left so he can kind of shut that idea of him throwing one down the inside there. He might do one anyways as I open up a bit, but thankfully he doesn't, and we keep that P5 for now. So this third sector is where a lot of stuff goes down. I'm a bit more downforce oriented at this setup. I know it's 1.9 wing with 11 ballast, but I'd rather do 1.9 than say 1.7 or 1. I've seen people do 1.5 at Abu Dhabi. So if you hear a party talk in the background, I was in a party with Dan Morris, Scuba, Joe Corby, and Matt. So if you hear them, that's what that is, because there wasn't really a party going, I don't think, tonight. Again, the usual suspects weren't out, so that's kind of why there wasn't. But anyways, we come across the line and finish lap 1. We're in P5. Lap 2, we're getting it done here on Stefan, popping into the toe. No DRS yet. I kind of outbrake myself, miss the corner, slow down a bit, get off throttle, make sure I don't get a penalty. I kind of feel bad about this, not gonna lie. I should have given that position back, but overtaking so difficult here that the gate didn't punish me for it. So look, I'm not proud of it. I did it. I didn't get the position back, and I am ahead of Stefan there into P4. So, do I think I would have got him eventually? Yes, but I could have done that better. But anyways, we go on to lap 3. HYT and Trench, they've been doing the last few laps. Trench has got through. You can see Caesar on the map he's just pulling away. This is what's worrying me the most, is that I need to get this done quickly. Get as quick as I can. Again, sector 3, I'm kind of close. I can get close to these guys, but not quite. Like sector 3 is very difficult to overtake at this track. So it's difficult to overtake anyways, as I'm sure Fernando Alonso, Mark Webber, they'll tell you for one. Nico Rosberg will tell you as well. Lap 5, again, we're still here behind HYT and Trench. You can see on the maps how far Caesar's ahead. get a decent run with DRS. I ran with a lot of fuel to begin this race. I sniffed down the inside, but I nothing, not far enough as Stefan retires from the session. Get a much better run through this section. I'm having to back off a bit. Poor run for HYT out of that turn. And that's going to be an area of vulnerability that we pick up on. But there you go. As Dan Morris is very angry in the background for some reason. Again, HYT will slip there, and again, but we can't. The track's just not. It's just not overtaken friendly. And again, this is really killing our race. So I'm getting a bit frustrated that I'm just stuck here, not having track position. Lap 6, you can see HYT difficult run again out of this corner, and like, oh, there's a good pace, momentum swing in my favour here. Can I get down the inside here? This went horribly wrong against, I think it was Danny X in TMC, but no, nothing doing this time. Again, HYT on the curbs, but I can't get by, so it's difficult, and again, more and more frustrated because look at Caesar, he's already hit down the main straight, or the start finish straight rather. So I'm getting increasingly frustrated, like, he's going to beat me today, isn't he? Okay, run again out of the last turn, but nothing doing. I can't get close enough. Lap 7, here we go, on the curbs again. HYT, very, very poor exit. I'm going to slip down the inside here. The door is open, I went through it. Difficult overtaking spot, I don't recommend this normally. Contact as HYT misses the braking zone completely. I wasn't too happy with that at the time, but could have easily ended up with wing damage. But there you go, we move up into third place past HYT as this Ultra Sauce begin to fade a bit and these Super Sauce kind of come into their own. But again, the damage is done. Caesar is a long way out in front. Lap 8, I am all over the back of Trent. You can tell he's struggling, and this begins a very frustrating part of the race for me. Extremely frustrating. You're going to hear me get angry in live comms soon enough. You could just tell I'm harassing them. I'm quicker at this stage of the race, but Vitaly's difficult to overtake. I always got a good run out of turn 1 there, but his car slides across. I had to back out of it, otherwise I would have damaged a wing. I actually did make contact there. I'm pushing him along. I'm not happy at all that I'm stuck with here. I try one down the inside again. I'm not usually one for this. He gets his lines a bit messed up there. I try to go for the switch back. I try to hang around the outside. There's contact there, and I'm not happy with this, and we're going to go for some live comm now. Oh, no way he got DRS out of that. Fuck off. Oh, come on, you can't do that. Give me back that position right the fuck now.
Chill the fuck out, will you?
No, I wasn't too happy about that at all. So, again, I have no really no right to complain because I did do that to Stefan as well. But look, I wasn't happy with that move from Trent. She was being very aggressive, and we're going to come to blows again here quite soon. Again, it's lap 9. We're sticking with them. I am not happy at all. Mostly because I am stuck behind Trench and Caesar just galloped into the distance, and that's why I'm not too happy. I ruined my qualifying lap with no traction. We're going to go to live comm again as I go down the inside. Oh my god, he's fucking gone into the back of me. How have I saved that? Oh, fucking bell end! What the fuck are you doing? My god!
Rip.
You're getting absolutely dive bombed and I don't give a shit. Dan Mars, the cheeky rip there. Get out of here. So yeah, some very questionable driving, I must say. I was very, very angry, as you could tell. I tried to get the run back here with DRS, but I think I'm a bit too far back. So I was very frustrated with that. Both of those occasions, I almost getting rear-ended or pit maneuvered. Dangerous. And then the last turn, then again, I just didn't have it. Then trying to hang around the outside again. These not a lot of space given at all. I launched the car off the curb, and then that's kind of the immediate opportunity gone. You can right hear in the background, I am not happy at all. So. And look, I talked to Trench about this afterwards. He was just saying he was very aggressive. I was just frustrated because I had the better tyres and he was just kept fighting me. in a way that I didn't think was clean. So I'm not happy. I don't know if you can hear me complaining in the background. I'm not too happy with my decision to go no traction against medium. I should have just left it, but there you go. Lap 10, Trench does go into the pits, so I'm finally released. But I come across the finish line. You can see the damage is done. 12.5 seconds is the gap to Caesar and myself, and I'm thinking that's. This year I was hoping for a disconnect in this case for the win. That's what I was hoping for at this point, and I'm sorry if that sounds harsh, but that's just where I was at that point of the race. I was just so mad as Caesar comes into the pits here and I wanted this win to cap off this season, and I knew I wasn't getting anywhere close. So I wanted Caesar to disconnect. So I'm sorry. I'm going to be honest. I wanted that race win, and for that race win, the only thing that was possible was for Caesar to disconnect. So look, if you're watching, I hope you don't take that the wrong way. It's just me speaking from a competitive point of view that I want to win, and if I want to win, others have to lose. That kind of goes without saying, but that's just the competitive nature in me. So no, there's no hard feelings, at least on my side. I hope you feel the same way. But anyways, coming to the pits, lap 14, Caesar of course is gone. The thing that he was able to do was that he is on the quicker strategy, ultra soft and super soft, whereas I'm on the soft tyre for the rest of this race. We were losing time though, and Trench has also been gaining time on us with the undercut he did as well. There he is, and I'm coming out behind him, but I was like, no, I have to get past him right now. I gotta get this done so quickly because I am not spending extended period of time behind him again, and that's just how it was. So I launched one down the inside, left the door open. I don't normally go for an overtake there down the inside, but I went for the lunge. The door was open, I went for it. I had to get this move done. I was absolutely not spending any more time behind him. More wheel banging. I have the DRS. I'm thinking, this is it. I'm ending this right now. Down the inside, he's got to hang around the outside. More contact from behind. I'm so done at this point. We're still running side by side. I have no DRS because I have the car ahead. So even though if I'm asking in-game where's the DRS, obviously it's gone. And this stage is like, no, that's it. It's time for me to get my elbows out. And this is what I resort to in the end. So that's what happens. And I don't regret that. But because it was coming for him. And he expected it. He said afterwards he expected it. So look, the race is over. What's done is done. You see I'm very unhappy. But the important thing is I've got the move done. I'm into P2. And now I can try and set off after Caesar. The gap is 16.8 seconds. And yep, I'm very angry in the background. So I really wasn't happy. Like, this is the angriest I've gotten for a good while. I'm angry because the quality of racing, and then how far Caesar was in front. But we're going to get a big slice of luck here now as Caesar disconnects. So the disconnect I thought was possible. There it is. So now there's time to be getting after it. I wasn't sure if he was able to disconnect, or if he was able to reconnect, I should say, but he wasn't able to reconnect, and I'm going to get past it here on lap 20. I will say Caesar deserved this win today. He was the worthy winner of this race. He was definitely quicker. He had the better strategy. He had pole position. He had track position. He had a very good gap in front. I was closing down very slightly, but that was his win today, and so I feel for you in that regard. But I wanted this win very badly after the events of early in this race, so I wasn't too upset that happened in the end. But look, commiserations. I hope next season you can come back and have a good internet connection that can keep you in races, because you should have won at least 2 or 3 more races this season, and got screwed over by being disconnected. So I look forward to racing with you next season if you're around, and hopefully disconnects won't play a part in these races, and I won't be in a position myself where I want these disconnects to happen. But here we go, this is the final lap. Trench did pit first another set of ultras, so I'm a long way in front, and yeah, this is it. This is the victory lap. This is the victory parade. P6 started on the grid. It did not go my way today. I wasn't the quickest driver here today, same way as I really kind of wasn't the quickest driver all season, but I was very consistent. I had one race I didn't start, which was Russia. I DNF'd in Silverstone by my own accord. Other than that, the last part of this season has been very strong, and we'll get to that in a sec. But today, look, I had to get by HYT, I had to get by Stefan, I had to get by All-Star Legend, I had to get by Trench, which was the biggest obstacle. And luckily for me, Caesar disconnected, and I was able to get by him that way. Otherwise, again, like I said, he just wasn't being touched today. So here we go for the final time in F1 2017, in at least an F1 2017 car as a part of the main season. Second to last corner. It's been a long season. Pick up a penalty there for good measure, great. But I don't care. It's over. I win the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, and with it, secure the World Championship. So there you go. That is it. By 28 points in the end, I have won the championship. So let's talk about that. Obviously, I don't think this happens if SJD10 is here to race. This was a particularly strong point of the calendar for me. This end part, with like the likes of USA, Japan, Mexico, I got better at as well. USA, I think I didn't mention USA. These are all tracks where these are coming to me. But look, if SGD10 was here, I do think he wins the title, because he was at least, I think he was nearly 60 or 70 points ahead. So, but at the same time, he wasn't there. I still had to go out and win those races. So if I didn't do that, I wouldn't be in the position I'm in. So, I won 4 of the last 5 races, I think, and like maybe I ended the season very well, and there were tracks I was confident at. But I do ultimately acknowledge that if SGD10 was here, and arguably if Showdoor was able to put together a full season, I would have finished behind those guys. But look, again, like I said, you race who's with you and who's around you, and it's out of my control if they're there or not. I just focus on what I can do, and ultimately I did enough to win the title. So I think it's a big moment for DNS as well, because look, there's Steve Patton's been the champion for the last 2 seasons, and he smacked us in F1 2016. Like, he really did smack us around. And F1 2017 as well, he was looking pretty good as well. Early pace setter. I know SGD10 kind of was in command of that, not command, but he was leading that championship, but then things didn't go well, and he wasn't able to make a few races. And Steve won that championship as well in season 1 of F1 2017. But we have a new champion, and this is a big one, because DNS was the first league I raced in, and Steve was the benchmark. Steve Patton was the benchmark. He was the guy quicker than everybody else, and he was the one to go get. So the fact I've been able to come in this season and beat him convincingly as well, even though he missed a few races himself, I still felt like that was it. I feel very happy about that, and to win the title is just an added bonus on top of everything else. So that's it for DNS this season. I'm sure there will be some classic car stuff, but for now, from the main season, that's it. Champion. Get in. Yes.